Well, welcome again. I'm Jan Watson, and along with my colleague Zoe Eisenman and some of our Oxford program alumni, we're here to tell you about our Study in Oxford programs for June 2023 and to address your questions. I will start with an overview of the programs, and then I will turn to our program alumni who are here with us this evening to tell you about their experience with the programs. That should take about 25 minutes, and then we will turn to your questions. Our program tonight will end no later than 7 p.m. Central Time. Because there are quite a few of you here this evening, we will take your questions through the Zoom chat function. You'll find the chat at the bottom of your Zoom window. There is a thought bubble and the word chat. So you click on that and then type in your question or comment in the text box and send. We recommend that you use speaker view during this program, and your view controls are at the top right of your Zoom window. So, Zoe, do we have the slides ready?
Is it not showing up?
It's not showing for me. Is that because I'm not in the right view?
Oh, there we go. Okay.
There we go. All right. Thank you.
Sorry about that.
No problem. Okay. Do you want to go back to slide 1?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks. Okay. So this just, as you can see, lists all 3 of the programs and the dates. And then Zoe, if you want to go to slide 2, I'll continue. So I want to begin by recommending that you visit our Study in Oxford web pages. There's an overview page, and from there you can read and review the details of our 3 programs: A Fortnight in Oxford, A Sennight in Oxford, and our new program, A Sennight in Oxfordshire. You'll find helpful information such as the seminar details, recommended and required texts, as well as information about what's included, accommodations, fees, traveler requirements, and the cancellation policy for each program. You can find a link to the Study in Oxford web pages in the chat. And starting December 15th, you will find a link to the program application on these pages. And I'll talk more about that later. I want to make sure you know that you'll be well looked after should you decide to join us in Oxford. The staff from the University of Oxford Department of Continuing Education are present daily, and I'm there too to manage things and to represent the Graham School. Our partnership with the University of Oxford Department of Continuing Education goes back 24 years, with our Fortnight in Oxford program beginning on the first Sunday in June every year, except 2020 and 2021. Some may view studying in Oxford as the trip of a lifetime or something from your bucket list, but many students return to Oxford again and again. It is a special place, rarefied air, and has an effect on you that is difficult to explain. This ancient city with sidewalks to match is home to the oldest English-speaking university in the world. And it's an easy trip from London airports or from the center of London, or really from anywhere in the UK. For all of our programs, we're located in the heart of Oxford, close to colleges, museums, libraries, restaurants, shops, and historic pubs. We are well situated for all that Oxford has to offer, all within walking distance, but you can arrange for a taxi or go to a taxi stand, and there are rideshare services available. I'd like to talk about each program. For the Fortnight in Oxford and the Sennight in Oxford, our home base is Rewley House, where we stay, dine, and take our seminar. There's a small courtyard with tables and benches. There's even a UChicago bench. And there's a large common room with newspapers and comfy chairs, and this is where we have our tea break. The common room has a small bar that opens in the evenings, and students gather there for a beverage before or after dinner. Ruley House has a library and with a pleasant study area, and there is a computer room available to guests. There will be other groups staying and studying at Ruley House while we're there, and that just adds to the fun. One important thing to note, there are no bedrooms on the ground floor, and some classrooms are on the second floor. Participants must be able to climb stairs as there are no elevators. The seminar is the highlight of the Fortnight and the Sunnight in Oxford programs. The seminar meets for 3 hours each weekday and is taught by an Oxford tutor. There will be advanced reading required, and there may be some homework assigned, such as reading a handout or preparing for a project. A certificate of completion from the University of Oxford Department of Continuing Education is granted to students at the end of the program. A Fortnight in Oxford. 2 seminars are offered during a Fortnight in Oxford. Participants sign up for the seminar of their choice. However, each seminar has a limited number of seats available. If a seminar fills, participants must take the seminar with seats remaining. Dr. Angus McFadgen will teach the Literature and Culture course, Celtic Fringes, the Irish Cultural Revival, and the Scottish Literary Renaissance. And Dr. Michael Redley is offering the History and Politics seminar, Between the Wars, Britain in Transition. A Fortnight in Oxford is our signature program with 2 full weeks in glorious Oxford, and it's at the end of Trinity term when classes are still in session. You'll see students in black robes on the sidewalks rushing to their exams, and Oxford dons in academic attire heading to convocations. There are college balls in the evenings, and the students will be in fancy dress. And the final student-produced plays and concerts are taking place in college gardens. After a few days, you know your way around and you start to feel like a local. Days begin with breakfast and then our seminar with a tea break scheduled halfway, and that's followed by lunch. We will have some after-lunch activities and lectures, but there is plenty of free time to follow your own interests. And the weekend is open for side trips to tour the Cotswolds, Salisbury, Bath, or London. The Fortnight can accommodate 25 students, providing lots of pleasant companions during the 2 weeks. Your tuition covers your seminar, your housing, and most meals. We will take a day trip to Stratford-upon-Avon to visit Shakespeare's grave, enjoy a nice dinner, and see a play at the Royal Shakespeare Theatre. If weather permits, we will also take a boat ride among the swans on the Avon. In Oxford, we will enjoy a series of afternoon lectures, take a walking tour, visit an English country manor house, and attend an evensong choral program. You can test your trivia knowledge at a pub quiz night and enjoy a whiskey or wine tasting. There will be plenty of time to pursue your own interests. A Sunnight in Oxford is a 1-week program that offers an in-depth seminar and an itinerary featuring all the highlights. This will be a smaller group with a maximum of 19 students, and everyone will be in the same seminar. Each morning, we will study together in the seminar, and then most days after lunch, we will set out on group field trips. The Sunnight seminar is A Tardent Literature, Scottish Romanticism and Scottish Renaissance with Dr. Angus McFadgen. Angus hails from Aberdeen, and he attended college at Edinburgh before coming to the University of Oxford. Your tuition covers your seminar, housing, and most meals. Field trips include a walking trip of Oxford and its colleges with a blue badge guide. We will tour the Oxford Botanic Garden, one of the oldest scientific gardens in the world. with an option to try punting from the Magdalen College Bridge, which I think is what's in my background here. And don't worry, you can hire a chauffeur, a punt chauffeur. You don't need to do the punting yourself. We also have a highlights tour of the Ashmolean Museum. Towards the end of our week stay, we will attend an evensong choral program at one of the colleges. For a special evening, we will enjoy dinner in a dining hall at Hertford College. We also expect to participate in a pub quiz night and have that whiskey or wine tasting. Our new program is a Senite in Oxfordshire. Participants in this one-week program will stay at New College and engage in daily expert-led field trips. You'll stay in college in the heart of the University of Oxford and enjoy most meals in a college dining hall and relax in the gardens behind the walls. New College is not new at all, having been founded in 1379. The college may look familiar if you are an Endeavour fan. You will have seen New College and its St. Edmund Hall in several episodes during season 4. Each day we will engage with lecturers and also expert guides on field trips to various locations in and around Oxford. We'll investigate the Oxford connections of writers Tolkien and Lewis. We'll visit English gardens, explore the Bodleian Library, and enjoy an evensong choral program in a college chapel. Other topics under discussion are the stone circles of nearby Avebury and the British fascination with mystery and detective fictions in fiction and in TV shows. There'll be plenty of time for you to visit other colleges, the university's museums, the famous Blackwell's bookshop, and to try punting on the Thames. So let's talk a little bit about traveler requirements. Travel and medical insurance are highly recommended. The University of Chicago does not offer this type of insurance, nor are we experts in that field. Travelers may want to check that insurance policies, check them for exclusions related to COVID-19. If the travel insurance policy does not provide appropriate cover, then the traveler may be liable for costs. By example, if your trip had to be extended because you become ill. Right now, the level, the U.S. State Department level for travel advisory level for the UK is at a level 2, level 1 being the lowest. Participants for all 3 programs should keep in mind that the programs require considerable walking and that buildings are historic, meaning there are no elevators. Most bedrooms and classrooms are on upper floors. For the Senite in Oxfordshire, the one at New College, there are some ground floor bedrooms available. If any of the programs is canceled by the University of Chicago or the University of Oxford, and you are still registered, a full refund of tuition will be given. Now, I suspect you're curious about the application process. It couldn't be easier. On December 15, go to the Graham School website and under programs, click on Travel Study, Study in Oxford, and choose your preferred program and click on Apply. Again, there are links in the chat that Zoe's been adding if you want to make note of any of those links. A short application form will appear after you click on Apply. You will need your passport information and emergency contact information to complete the form. When you submit the form, it is securely submitted. In the form, we ask you about your UChicago affiliation or degree year. If you did not go to college at UChicago, that is not a problem. Your affiliation could be that you're a basic program student or take courses from the Graham School, that your children or a grandchild attends or attended the University of Chicago, Perhaps you attend online lectures, you go to the Humanities Day, you subscribe to Court Theater, or you enjoy the U Chicago professors who appear on Chicago Tonight or are a friend of the university. So just put in whatever your affiliation is. Don't worry about whether you have a degree or not. We also ask you about your dietary restrictions and any disability or special need. Again, important to remember that you have to walk a lot and be able to climb stairs. Okay, I think that's enough information. At this time, I'd like for you to hear from some of our Oxford program alumni who are with us tonight. And first, I'd like to call on Don Phillips, who's in this picture. And then we'll see if any of the other alumni that are here would like to say something. So Don, take it away.
That's a fine looking group there, along with some of our instructors. I can't recommend this trip highly enough. It is just so much fun to be in Oxford. And what's really wonderful about it is that you're there for 2 weeks if you do the fortnight, a full week if you're there for the other. You really get to experience the town. And one of the things that I found was most fun would be to take long walks in the evening. It's light till 11 o'clock at night, and you'd hear the bells at some of the different colleges going off in the evening, sort of serenading the students back or reminding them to come back from the pubs, perhaps. But it's just wonderful. And you'd see all of these signs up for concerts coming up or plays going up. As Jan said, there are all kinds of productions going on at the different colleges. And what's neat is that that you're there for a week or 2 weeks and that you could attend these things. And the whole, all of Oxford is a museum. It's just wonderful to walk around and see these amazing buildings. And while a lot of the colleges are walled off, you can peek into them a lot. And you get these little glimpses of the most magnificent, enchanting sights. You can go to the Bodleian, which is amazing. And I can't speak highly enough about the Ashmolean Museum. I went there almost every day. There's so many treasures in this. It's one of the most fascinating and interesting and quirky museums you'll ever see. And that's just one of several great museums on the campus. So I can't recommend it highly enough. The food is wonderful. The companionship is great. And you're always in good hands with Jan. If you wander off somewhere, she'll find you, she'll get you in the right place, and she'll make sure that everything's great. So I just can't recommend this highly enough. If you go, I guarantee you will have a wonderful, wonderful time and create memories that'll last forever. So thumbs up to Oxford and to Jan and her group for putting this on.
Wow, thanks, Don.